around the back of the shop.
My God!
Oh,
Have you seen it in here? It's like Crippen's basement.
no.
Look at all these tables. There's bloody millions of them.
No.
She must stand up the lane and lure them in.
We're trespassing.
Come in, little tables. I've got some lovely beeswax for you.
She might just not be in.
Oh, she's in. She's in, all right. I can bloody smell her. I can smell her Germanic efficiency. Esther, come and have a look at all these tables.
What are you doing?
This is what it must have been like when the Russians stumbled across the warehouses of stolen German Nazi art.
Precisely, they stumbled upon it.
Yes, and sometimes, my darling, stumbling involves trespassing. How do you think they found Tutankhamun's tomb? It wasn't a bloody lift.
You are actually illegally entering her premises.
That's a load of bollocks, because if you think about it, if she won't come to the front door, and to get to her back door, we have to come through her laboratory.
Whatever.
She's not the laboratory.
Okay, she's not coming out, so let's just...
Oh, of course she's not coming out. Of course she's not coming out. We're going to have to lure her out.
I'm sorry.
That's...
What?
We're going to have to lure her out.
What do you mean, lure?
I mean lure.
How?
With a trap. How does one normally lure?
Well, I don't know. I've never lured before.
Well then.
I thought by 11:17 we'd be on coffee and mints. I have no intention of luring this evening.
And who have we got to thank for that, eh? Dr. Bloody Frankentable.
Oh, don't call it.
Where have you put the table, lads?
In the car park.
We can't leave it there. It's in full view. She'll smell a rat. Come on.
Oh my God, it's like the Dirty Dozen.
Yes, that's exactly what it's like. Come on, lads.
You know, 11:17 I thought we'd be on coffee and mints by now. I mean, if Boxhill Grove would have been on coffee and mints.
It's not exactly Foxhill Grove anymore, though, is it?
No. Hey, what's he like then? Bit off? What are his family doing? His mum, does she work? What's it called?
Oh, she's called Marietta.
Hey, you know, it can be harder in other countries for women, Bridget. You mustn't let him hold you back. You must promise me, if you start to feel that happening, you'll come home, love.
What? Like that doesn't happen round here?
Hey, don't worry about me. I used to deliver catalogues. Yeah, when your dad work first got taken over and... You're sorry, Bryn, off your dad. Things that were a German company has took over. And he drank Riesling, I mean. We took a honeymoon cruise on Rhine. I think he kind of felt that would secure his job, like. Then he brought. His answer was to start drinking bloody industrial amounts of Riesling, which is fine, I mean, some people just aren't fighters, love. But that's not. I have to warn you. Your dad's one of them people that does road rage, giving it the V's, but only when it's a dead bloody cert. T'other fella's staying on motorway and he's away off up the slip road.
Which catalogues?
Same ones my mum used to do on our estate. Do you know, Bridget, I just thought, no, we slip. We just slip back to where we came from. No, I didn't, did I? Even as a kid, sat on that from an Ilman Inn up on the Littlefield estate, watching my mother collecting bloody fivers for bloody toasted sandwich makers. Oh, round here's where I belong. And I'm not being held back anywhere, sweetheart. I'm in Almond, and I love it.
Right, here we go.
Oh, it's going to get...
Everybody ready?
We can't just leave it.
Now, I want you to talk. I want you to talk like we're at a normal safari party, like, ooh, ah, really? Of course we can leave it standing there. Somebody's rowed, it can stand being out there for 5 minutes. Somebody's rowed across the bloody River Dee on them timbers. Inga, love, we've come for our pudding. We sort of lost you after the hors d'oeuvres, love.
Oh, she's in.
Come on, come on. Oh, really? We're all here, love. We've come for our pudding. I think you sort of lost the concept. You were supposed to come for ours for the main course, and then we'd come to yours for the pudding.
Get out!
Have you made a pudding, love? We're all here, love.
You've made your point with your Tolly-Curly rubbish.
Oh, that's classic. She makes things up, and she thinks we've made it up.
Dad?
Sorry, love. We are all here, love.
There's no such thing as Tolly-Curly.
I think you should come and talk to these lads, love, because they grew up eating Tolly-Curly.
Oh, really? Well, there is no such thing as Tolly-Curly.
But these lads, love, these lads grew up in Cheshire.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah, but with all due respect, their family tree is a proper solid birch, not a half Bavarian spruce.
Dad?
Oh, she can take a joke.
Oh, yeah, well, she's gone in. So, yeah, well done.
See, humour, it's like showing a fish a crossword. You tell a German a joke, and it's like blowing up the nostrils of a bull. Stops them dead.
Just go. You've made your point.
How many more? How many more are going to be sold snapped off putters? How many more, eh? See this table here? See this table here? Inga, love, are you going to put the other 2 table legs on this? Or are you going to say it was traditional for people to sit with it on their lap? I think we should just... I didn't buy a table from Inga. I bought a buttyball table. £2,500. And I'm getting it back.
Oh. There's no such thing as Tolly-Curly.
Let's give him a hand. Come on.
Sorry,
Get the table back in here, you know.
what? We didn't have time to make a proper starter. Because we had to go out and buy a table. Because she bought our table. Because we had to sell something. And that's why we wanted this meal. Because... Look, I've had it. We were after a contract mowing your paddock. We thought 80 quid a month. Bloody hell, that'd be all right. That'd change everything. Well, it won't. It won't change anything. It'll just make shit better. Just do what we do to that sodding landfill. Spray a bit of lavender on it for a bit.
Spray what?
Why, that's what we do. We've a contract with a Dutch firm who manage the landfill to mow the grass and pull tankers full of scented water because people around here complain about the smell. And I tell you, you drive over that hill and the sun's out and the radio's on in the tractor cab and you're thinking, this is all right. This is almost like farming. Whereas in fact, we're rolling deodorant on the shirt armpit of North Cheshire.
There's no such thing as Tolly-Curly. But I was going to serve people that.
You still can.
No, I can't. Because if it's not Tolly-Curly, it's cold cheese wrapped in bacon. Oh, God. I really thought you were getting on with Daniel when you were chatting in that pantry. I really thought you were getting on.
We had been. We were getting on, weren't we?
She's smashing, isn't she?
What's happened? Inga!
What is that?
That is our kitchen table after it's been run over by a combine harvester.
Oh, God, that's a big day, guys.
There's a bloke out there with 2 shotguns and a combine harvester playing rap music.
Get out!
Oh, Jesus!
Get out of my body!
Put them down, Inga.
Get out of my body!
What?
Shed.
Can't!
What?
Inga, all it is
Not just wants a refund.
Yes, just a refund.
Inga, give the shears to
Yeah,
me.
come on, we're going now anyway.
We're not going anywhere.
Inga,
We're not
sweetheart,
going
I'm just
anywhere.
trying.
We're not going anywhere. I'm going to let it be known around Almonley that Inga Healy makes up stories to suit her furniture.
Oh, well then, maybe I should let it be known round Almonley that the Voices have a conservatory.
What?
Up there on lane, conveniently hidden. Maybe I should do that.
Conservatory, what do you mean? I mean,
It's the Henley. What is wrong with the Henley? Aren't you allowed Henleys? I mean,
What are we thinking of, look? What are we thinking of? Building a conservatory on our own barn. Building a conservatory on our own property.
your property is in the green belt, Mr. Voisey. Your land is my countryside.
And you think that I should believe anything that came out of the mouth that came up with Buttyball? That's a load of bollocks, isn't it? You are allowed conservatories, aren't you? What? It's a God-given right. It's like saying you're not allowed feet.
are we allowed to have a conservatory?
Well, Dad was going to turn the butty into a...
Bothy.
the bothy into a house when things when money started getting tight. But he...
Well, the parish council said if the countryside got too many run-down sheds, well, it wouldn't look like the countryside.
No way she's getting away with that. No way. No way.
Hey, don't worry, Esther. He won't do anything, let's face it. Paul ain't the kind of guy to stand up to someone that might put up a fight.
I know he's not, love.
He's just a little familiar, that's all.
Oh, he's like your dad.
No.
Except a little less physical.
What? Like what?
Why does he have to hide the bloody golf club in the shed?
No.
And at this point, can I remind you of that massive stand you made about not lying, man?
Look, Bridget, his farm had collapsed, okay? He lost the Sparkbrook herd. I can't tell you. The Sparkbrook herd. 4 generations famous across the county in compulsory purchase order. Your land's going to be a tip, mate. Sorry. And there's something that happens, something when a man loses the one thing that defines him.
What? It makes it okay for him to lay into his kids, does it? I don't know what's worse. The victim that makes excuses for him, or the guy that abuses his children. I don't know who's weakest.
Oh, and so what is weak, Bridget? In fact, exactly. In your fantastic summing up.
I don't know. Someone who needs protection, maybe? Oh, there again, you know. Whose fault's that, eh? The guy that needs protection? Or the guy that keeps him protected without him knowing?
You see, you don't know the full story, Bridget, okay. And okay, so maybe I wouldn't make such allowances for my dad if he hadn't regretted. If he hadn't in the end come to regret what he did to me so much that he bloody shot himself, okay? Did he tell you that? That's why he did it. That's why Dad bloody shot himself.
He didn't. Dan. He didn't, right? Mate, I'd have loved it more than anything else if he committed suicide out of remorse for what we'd done to you, but he didn't, and he wouldn't. But maybe you should have thought as well, though. 6 holes. You don't put 6 bullet holes in a table trying to commit suicide, not even if you're moving about a bit, trying to make it harder for yourself, do you? Time. Honest to God, all I'm intending to do was go into the kitchen and tell him that if he laid into you again, that we'd be out and he'd be on his own in his piss bowl of a farm to himself. And that was all I planned to do, but when I went into that kitchen...
I don't want to hear this.
When I went into that kitchen, there was this big rat. There was this big rat coming off the landfill, and it was running around the skirting board in the kitchen. And when I went in, Dad was up on the table in his pyjamas with a bottle of vodka in one hand and a shotgun in the other, and he sees me coming in, he says, "Right, watch and learn." And he starts shooting at this rat, and the first shot goes down into the yard, it misses by miles, but it freaked the rat out. It starts playing about all over the kitchen floor, and Dad shouts, "Stay still, you little bastard!" And the rat went under the table and freaked Dad out because he hated rats, didn't he? So he starts shooting through the table trying to get this rat, but eventually somehow hits it, kills it. He turns to me and he shouts, "Ah, Dirty Harry!" and swings this gun around, and it went off. It shot him through the jaw. He went down, sort of, went back on his knees, sort of, like a limbo dancer, sort of thing when you see when there's like laughter and steel drums and music and stuff, but there wasn't any sound. Just the sound of the blood dripping onto the liner through the holes in the table. Dan, mate, I loved it more than anything else. If you were sorry for what you'd done, what his last words were, "Ha, Dirty Harry."
Right, anyway, we're having that 2-legged table. We've managed to salvage 2 legs from that track. Come on, Oscar. Your mum's coming with the other one. She
Put it down. Oh, please, Esther. Put it down.
Esther?
Stop her. She smashed the door with a table leg. Tell her to put it down. I'll put it down, Inga. I'll put it down. Question being, of course, from what eye?
What's the matter?
What is it?
What is it? What is it, boys? Why, it's a tea service, belonging only once to the last surviving navvy to have worked the Manchester Ship Canal. No less. Now, let's hear what you've got to say about my conservatory.
If you think I'm going to succumb... No!
Esther! Sorry to ask, is it really the last?
Yes! Yes!
All right, just checking the...
Listen, let's just calm down, Rich.
Esther!
Shut up! Right, let's talk about my conservatory. Right here in your falling down shed, and you just tell me exactly in detail what is not beautiful about my Henry.
Oh, it's not about beauty. It's about things being in keeping with...
Oh, and this is...
What?
Oh, I'm allowed shitty things, am I, like a shitty shan't?
I'm not prepared to stand here and...
No!
My rules, they're about protecting the countryside.
Oh, yes. From me, aren't they, Inga? From me. Not for me, but from me.
Esther!
It's not in keeping. By
Esther. Give him the tray, Esther.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yes, I've got the jewel now, haven't I? Yes, this is a good one-dish. This was worth £600, wasn't it? Well, that's what she told me in her shop. Or was that just to me? Was that meant to be just to me, this stupid bloody bantam you were getting friendly with? You really thought... Oh, come on. Look inside. Look inside it.
Steady!
Oh. That's the first cake I made in 20 years.
Oh, she can't bloody help herself, can she? She can't bloody help herself. There she goes again.
No.
Was it made with the only 2 eggs that survived the crash?
You kept coming in, you see, after you bought the table. You kept coming in and chatting. And I thought, well, what do I do? Do I risk? Should I tell her there's no such thing as buttyball? Which is what you've obviously all found out, which is obviously the only reason you invited me. It was hard because I liked Esther.
Oh, I bet you did. I bet you like poor old Esther. I bet you like poor old gullible Esther. Poor old stupid Esther who swallowed your story from Buttyball, hook, line and sinker.
Whereas, of course, rapier-minded Lol saw straight through it. Rapier-brained Lol knew immediately there was no such thing as Buttyball.
Hey?
No, he fell for it. Do you want to know why he fell for it? Because it is bloody fantastic. As stories go, rural golf on a table. That is just so completely brilliant. It makes me want to throw my hands in the air and shout, yes, Inga, yes, that actually is worth £2,500 a table.
Yes, but the table that your granddad rode across the River Dee.
Particularly compared to the story I made up about my granddad rowing it across the bloody River Dee. I'm sorry, Lol, I can't be pissed off with someone committing a crime when all they've done is commit it better than I did.
But the timbers that you all sat round and ate tollycurly off.
Oh, yeah, there's no
such
thing as...
She made
Yeah,
that up, Lol.
I made that one up.
Jesus Christ.
Things aren't good in antiques. Genuine isn't enough. It has to be genuine and some. It has to have a history.
Yes, but a real history, and not one that's made up.
Here we go. Welcome to Rural Cheshire Antiques. You want to buy a table? Certainly, sir. Oh, how about this one? A fine 6 by 3 foot solid oak, taken from the home of a bitter alcoholic who physically abused his kids and died unrepentant trying to shoot a rat whilst in his pyjamas. How much is that worth, Lol? How much would you pay for that piece of Cheshire history? My dad's life was worth bugger all, Lol. I'd stick with Buttyball.
Oh, well, I didn't know. Oh, perhaps best it went under the combine harvester then, eh? Or an organic end.
Good name for your barn.
Take a table.
Do you really mean that?
No point in having a conservatory without a table.
Any particular one?
No, they're all the same. They're all just tables. I don't have any more buttyballs.
Oh, well, this one's You wouldn't have any more butty balls, would you? No. This one's,
I think we'll get
we will push.
Hey, hope things work out with you and Vitor. Hope it turns out to be strong for you. By which I mean not weak. By which, of course, I mean you don't spend the rest of your life having to protect him.
Right, right.
Well, thank you everyone for coming.
Daniel, by the way.
Inga. What's that?
Sounds like you got one.
Who?
Big Dave.
Farmer friend of ours goes out at night shooting rats.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I have to report a death.
Why?
Oh, bring him in. Don't leave him outside. People are going to notice. What have you done? Now, Daniel, to get this to work, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to lie. Okay, which I know you don't like to do, but that's what it's going to take, okay?
She shot the table. What? She shot the bloody table.
No. Come on. No. I didn't shoot this table. This table was shot by an old man 150 years ago. Because if it was, Butty Ball exists. And if Butty Ball exists, well, you have your table with your proper rural history. And you, well, who knows how many Butty Ball tables there were in North Cheshire? Who knows how much sheer joy lies in this room for the antique buying public? And if any of them should say, we've never heard of Butty Ball, up the ridge where you send them, up to the gates of Sparkbrook Farm, where one autumn evening, slate grey sky, ruddy cheeks from the mowing, old Jacob Shelmerdine came home, downed a jug of damson gin and thought, bugger me! What I fancy right now, what I really fancy, is a game of golf. I know you can't put a price on two brothers' history, Inga, but well, how about a cut £400 for every table sold? Plus, of course, 10% for the businesswoman that came up with the idea. Because the only person that actually died tonight was Vitor. Because he only ever actually existed so that I didn't have to work in a bloody golf shop. Oh, sorry. So, do we all, gathered here in this bottom tonight, solemnly swear that Butty Ball was a game played by hitting a ball this bat into that hole to score a point?
No. I'm sorry. I can't have my dad's family history screwed up like that. You see, the central ones were worth a point. The ones near the edge were 3.
Yes.
More difficult.
The ones on the edge. The ones at the back. 5.
5
points.
In fact, as I remember, I was family champion.
Well then.
I think some history needs avenging.
1 butty bat.
Butty bat. It's all coming back to me now.
Yes. fancy some pudding?